Hello, welcome everyone to my show called The X-Ray, sharing life experience with Cynthia. Today on the show, we are going to be having the Adeniyis. They will be laying it bare. They will be speaking about their loss, how they handled it, how they went through the whole loss, the healing process, things that inspire them to continue to feel like they can go on. And I hope you learn from this and it motivates you. Thank you. Okay, good afternoon, sir. On my left hand, we have the Adeniyis, Mr. Kehinde Adeniyi and Mrs. Adeniyi, and they will be the ones sharing their experiences today. I know you went through a challenging time in life, and it was really, when I heard this story, every time I remember the story, I just feel that how can one particular family go through all this and still come out so great? Because in my own small mind, I'm saying if I go through half of this, I don't think I would be able to stand today. But through it all, your story has really been motivating, and I think that I'm not just supposed to hear this. The larger crowd, larger public can learn a lot from your experiences, and that is why I'm inviting you to my show today to please share. I want you to lay bare, like that innermost emotions that you went through, the things you could not tell anyone that you really went through, and all the whole process through your healing and where you are today. So please, can you give like a brief summary on the occurrence, how you lost your kids and everything?
Alright, thank you, Cynthia. Like she said, we are the Adeniyis, and we'll be sharing a story that is so personal to our lives. It's so touching, emotional, but it's not in the sharing that is the key thing, but it is in the lesson that people will learn. It is in the way it will inspire people. We want to use this story of our life to inspire people that no matter what they go through, they can always come out better. That your circumstance, your situations, whatever happened to you, is not the end. You can still pick yourself up again. We'll be sharing the story of how we lost our children in an accident, and how God helped us to stand. Yeah, at the moment it happened, it was a shock, and it was a very low period in our lives. But God helped us to pick up again and to stand again. So I want to encourage somebody out there that you can also pick your life up from where you are, or from whatever happened to you. You can pick your life up. My wife will be doing most of the talking, because as a woman, the emotion was much for her. But thank God that God made me to be there to stand by her, to encourage her. Both of us went through it together, but as a woman, she will experience it more. So she will be sharing it. I'll just start it, and then I will hand it over to her. It really happened when we traveled. We traveled with our children in our car to Ilorin. So on our way back.
So what year was that, sir?
That was in the year 2012. 2012. It was, we traveled on March 11th and 9th. We are coming back on March 11th. We left the house early. Really, that day I was feeling very, very uneasy. Very, very far. We had to turn back to the house like 2 or 3 times that day. After that, I went to gauge all the tires. I was just feeling uneasy. And I discovered that practically when I'm traveling, I'm a speedster. I always run. I speed very well. But that day I just find that I could not accelerate the way I used to. I could not move. I was also asking myself. It was a battle within myself, because I cannot share it with anybody. I was wondering what is happening. Why are you not pressing? Why are you not moving? Why are you not going the way you used to go? I just discovered I was just going at a slower speed. So when we left Ilorin, if you know the route very well, from Eyenkorin, we branch to join the new express road. We just climb down the bridge to join the express road that linked Lorin to Ogbomoso. When we dropped, I said, okay, let us pray. We prayed. So that I said, okay, now let us start the journey. As we started moving, I saw a white van in my front by the right, and I said, okay, let me overtake on the left. On getting to the side of the van, it was as if something just pumped air into the car. Just like boom. At that time, I just lost control. And I was trying to control the steering. I know that at that time, if I pressed the brake, it would be disastrous. The car was somersault. So I didn't press the brake. I was just trying to maneuver. I was swerving to the right, to the left, and everything. But my left side was a little bit slopey, so I swerved there. I was driving back to the right. The car started somersaulting. Somersaulted several times. I was conscious all through the time that the car was somersaulting. I was even saying, car, stop now. When will you stop? Please stop. At the end, after several somersaulting, the car stopped. To tell you how conscious I was not even speeding more than 80. So the way it happened was mysterious. The car stopped with all the wheels up and our air down. And now I lose my seat belt. I crawled out. I discovered that every other person are trapped in the car. So I crawled back, went to lose my wife's seat belt, pulled her out. Then my twin sister that was at my back, she was also stuck. I pulled her out also. It was then I started hearing somebody saying, Daddy, help me, help me. I discovered that the little girl of 11 years old that was with us, she was under the car. The car fell on her. And I discovered that my children, 2 boys, 6 and 4 years old, they were not in the car. On looking to my side, I saw the 2 of them outside the car. Obviously, when the car was somersaulting, it flinged them out of the car because of their weight. But one surprising thing is I met the 2 of them side by side. So as if something carried the 2 of them out and placed them side by side beside the road. I saw them. I went for the girl that was crying under the car. I tried to carry the car. It was too heavy for me, only me to do. I called on people were just there using their phones. They're just there crying, saying, yeah, they are dead. I was appealing to them, please help me. This is all I've got in life. This is my life. Help me. And they were not helping. But thank God with the help of my twin sister, she did not sustain injuries, but just a scratch on her hand. We were able to lift and pull that lady out. Then I went to my children, I saw them. I saw the bruises, everything, the cut on the head. Well, we're just praying that God will keep them and everything. From nowhere, a man just came with his car. He said they should move us all into the car. They moved us all. That was when I discovered that my wife's head has opened up. I had to use my hand to cover it back and place my hand on her head so that a breeze would not enter into her head. She was partially conscious. Then we carried the children, everybody. The man was praying, I was driving down, I was praying. In fact, I even thought the man was an angel because he did not even know the road. He did not even know he was asking and he was driving. Just find our way to Gerialimi Hospital in Ilorin. And when we got there, the man said they should start treating us. They should not wait for people before they start treating us. And the man gave them some money, deposited some money for them to start treating. And do you know what? The man is a Muslim. At that point, it does not matter. The religion does not matter. It is humanity that matters. So when you start talking about Christianity, Muslim, this and this, it will come to a time that does not matter. That is the humanity in you that matter. The man did everything, and there, now when we were now at the hospital to now move out of the car, they brought a stretcher, and I carried the second born that was 4 dead. The way it dropped on the floor, I knew that, wow, this one is gone, because it dropped lifeless. But I was still faithing it. I was still hoping that God can still do something. So they moved them to the emergency. They were treating them. Me, I only have a cut, just a slight cut on my hand. It's a small one. That was all I had in the accident. So they said, myself and my twin sister, they put us in a ward. Said they will sedate us so that because of the trauma and everything. I said, you can't sedate me. I need to see my wife and my children. What happened to them? I need to see them, so that you don't worry that they are okay. They are okay. Then I was able to. Well, I have one small phone in my pocket, jean pocket. I was able to call my rep that was in the lorry. Yeah, but because my other phone, everything scattered. I was able to call, so he contacted my parents, and they were all coming. Well, in the ward they put us, I couldn't sleep. Why would I sleep? I don't know the fate of my wife and children. I couldn't sleep, even with all the sedative. I couldn't sleep. I just came out, I wanted to know. But at the point, they devised a means to trick me out, because I even wanted to know what happened. So they took me to the scene of the accident again. I went back to the scene of the accident. I wanted to know what really happened, because I was not speeding. I did not hit anybody. Nobody hit me. Meaning that I was a speedster. In fact, the first regret I had was I should have even been speeding. Maybe I should be on 140. I would not know that it was my speeding that caused the accident. Wow. That was even the first regret I had. Like, why was I not even speeding? So that I would know that, yes, I actually drove them to their death. I actually caused the accident that was my speeding. Well, I was not speeding at all. I was on 80. I was on 80. And if you know the express road, you will know that 80 you are going very slow. I do 140, 160 on that express. So I went back. One thing I was also surprised by, the man that rescued us went back to the accident scene. He gathered all our things together. Wow. Because it's what people started stealing from our things. He gathered everything together and stayed there until one of my cousins got there. Wow. Now handed over everything to him and moved. That was when he moved. I thought it was an angel, but later on I was able to get his number. And we'll be speaking. I've been talking to him. So when I got back to the scene, I saw that in the car, everything that can break in the car broke. Everything. Wow. Even the battery. As strong as the car battery is, it broke into pieces. Wow. Into pieces, the glasses, everything broke. Another surprising thing is, I had a full tank. I had a full tank. When I'm traveling, I always fill my tank. I don't like stopping on the way.
And the car did not set itself ablaze.
And the car did not set. I was not set on fire. That was one miracle that said, wow, thank God. Because if you see the car, you will think all the worst things can happen. The car, light did not come. It was not ablaze. It was not on fire. That was the first I said, thank God. Because if that car had been on fire, maybe I would be the one that will escape. Maybe I will be the only one that will escape. Everybody will have gone to them. So I said, okay, I'm okay with this. God, thank you. That was the first reason to thank God. For meanwhile, I don't know the fate of my wife and children. So I look at it and I'm like, okay. They took me away from the scene. I trekked back to where I started, from where I started surveying, and then because there was mark, everything. I went back and surveyed everything. I was okay, thank God. Thank God. So I went back. So it was now getting to the evening, because the accident happened around 7 a.m. in the morning. So I went back to the hospital. Where is my wife? Where are my children? I want to see them. So not long, they brought out my wife. All bandage, everything. I said, wow. In fact, you don't even recognize her. all over her head, bandage, plaster, everything. I say, wow. They put her in the okay, where are my children? I want to see them. That was when my dad now called me into the doctor's office. The doctor now happened to even be my dad's senior in secondary school. He now called me and started talking this. I said, are they dead? Are they dead? He said, this, I said, okay, you know you are a pastor. I said, yes, but I don't want to know, are they dead? I said, they are dead.
Okay, so they died on the scene or they died at the River Hospital?
I would say one died at the scene, that's the younger one. Because when we go to the hospital, when we want to move her out of the car, I saw the way he slumped on the floor, lifeless. I would say he died. That was Victor. That was Victor. He had a deep cut on his head.
Okay.
And everything. That was Victor. But I think Success, the other brother, died in the hospital.
Okay.
They died in the hospital. When they told me that they are dead, I said, I want to see them. Let me see them. They are trying to say, no, now, I deserve to see them. Let me see them. They now took me to the car and they put them in. I saw them in the car. I was looking at them.
No one deserves to see that.
One of the most emotional thing about it, I saw them and now carry them. I carried them, I hugged them, and I said, goodbye.
So
I said goodbye to them, so they took them. We were supposed to bury them that day, but it was late, they could not bury them. So I had to take them to my parents' house. I took them to my parents' house. On the way, I also went to my parents because I learned that my mom was shocked and everything. So I had to go there to go and comfort her. At least if she sees me, she will take comfort. I went there and I also saw them again in my dad's house. So they had to be buried the following day. I saw them again, but I said they should allow me to witness their burial. But they said no. They said, I'm a pastor now. I have the license to bury, to name, to bury. I said no. Said it no. So in short, that was the last time I saw them. They were buried the following day. Meanwhile, my wife was still in the hospital.
and then she hasn't heard.
She hasn't. I didn't tell her. She will ask, where are my children? I will tell her they're in emergency. They are attending to them. Because at her condition, the condition as she was then, anything can happen because she was in a critical condition. So she herself needs to be managed so that nothing will happen to her. Yes, I've lost children, so that I will not lose her also.
Okay, so hold on, Mr. Adeniyi. Mr. Adeniyi, when it happened, as in, what did any flash? What were you thinking? And after the whole surgery, how did you feel about yourself now before you even know about the children?
Thank you, Cynthia. God bless you. Let me first acknowledge God. Let me acknowledge God because without Him, we'll never be here. It's been God all these years. When the accident happened, on that fateful Sunday, I didn't even have anything to suggest that we have accident on that day. I remember when we were being rushed to the hospital, I was not conscious really, I was on and off. The moment there was a time I opened my eyes, I saw them, I was like, this must be a dream, God, just let me wake up. But after that, I lost consciousness, and by the time I woke up back, they've done the surgery, stitched the head back. I was in severe pain. I don't actually know what was going on because I asked my husband, where are the children? He said they are on the 6th floor, emergency. I cannot walk, I cannot talk, I cannot, I was in severe pain. I don't even know what is happening at that time. But at that time, my heart was completely shaking, but I left my case with God because I believe only God can help me out. Nothing can change. It's only God. It's only God. It's only God. I didn't know. I thought they are in the emergency. They are still alive. I was still hopeful. I was still praying for them. Lord, keep them safe.
Wow.
Keep them safe. Keep them safe. But
So, Mr. Kennedy, at what point did you bring the news to her?
Okay. So when we were in the hospital, I called our senior pastor in Lagos. So he came, my two sisters husband and some people came the following day. So they moved us from that hospital to University of London Teaching Hospital for proper medical attention. Before we got there, they've called several specialists. So when we got there were a lot of specialists waiting to our arrival. So they received us, they took us to emergency, they did everything. They even said, thought that my wife would lose her memory, that she would not be able to talk again, that she would not be able to walk again, not be able to do this again. They did everything. But as time progresses, God started showing his hands. So I said, oh, okay, she's recovering a little bit. She's better now. Okay, then we started asking her some questions and she was responding. I said, okay, she's better. So from there, we were admitted. So my pastor, the wife, and the rest that came, they need to leave the following day. And I told them that they should break the news to her. So we now went to the doctor. The doctor said it's not advisable to break the news because of our condition. So I said they need to break it to her so that they can handle the situation very well. No, okay, if you want to do it, they will say we should go ahead, but they will give us a form to sign. That if anything happens, we are solely responsible.
Okay.
That it was against medical advice that we did it. So that point I said, okay, they should not go, that they should go. So they left. They left to Lagos. So I think a day after or so, she was getting better. She was getting better. At least that time, she was out of danger. At least she can walk a little bit.
Wow.
So I took her out for the ward. I said, you want to know about your children? She said, yes. You really want to know? She said, yes. I said, they have got to be with the Lord. Just told her like that. Just like that.
Wow.
They've got to be with the Lord. Just like that.
So how do you take the news, man?
honestly, like I said before, when I was told that they are in the emergency unit, I wanted to be strong, fast, so that I can be there for them to recover. That morning, it should be in the morning, because the doctors said did not want to release me to go outside because I was on drip, I think.
It was not in the morning, it was in the
Evening, okay. Because we had to go outside the hospital, and when he said it, I was, at that point, it did not make any meaning to me. It's like, what is this man saying? 2 children? If actually they were sick before, you might be saying, okay, maybe what if they did not survive? Nothing, they were so healthy until that beautiful morning. So when he said it, I was like, is it Latin? Is it,
French?
I was like, okay. And he said something also, that they said, I did not marry you because of the children, I married you because I love you. And I'm telling you today, whether God gives us another one or not, I will always love you. You'll be my wife forever. As at that time, I was still trying to
comprehend the whole.
It was like, can this be real? Can it be true? Because after the accident, the doctor said I will not be able to walk again. That is the number one. Number two, they say loss of memory, that it's not possible. I will not remember anything again, everything that's happened before the accident. And number three, the doctor said it's not possible for me to be pregnant again.
That's deep.
So that evening, he said it, I really didn't go, I could not place it because it's too sudden.
All the whole news breaking at once.
It's too sudden. Before that, I noticed when it's only the two of us in the hospital, we were asking, sweet, where is success and victors? I want to go and collect one scan result. There's one clinic I want to go and collect. You know, I know it's not himself, like, but
he was acting funny.
Like I was like, okay, shit, let me just get better. As soon as I'm much better, I can go and see the children myself. I can go there myself, you know. But when he just mentioned, I said, when he told me that, you really want to know where your children are? I said yes. He said, they are with the Lord Jesus. I said, which one of them? He said, the two. Wow. The two, all that we had at that time. I was like, okay. But eventually, later, I was returned back to the world to continue my dream. It was later in the night I wanted to sleep. I was like, I was trying to play it back. Can it be true? The two of them, the same day? It was really, it was a painful one, but we just have to accept it.
So, Mr. Kennedy, when you found out your children died, in your mind, how did you take the news? As in, do you have any grief or grudge? Did you feel like you caused it? Did you blame yourself?
Yes. When they said it happened, what first came to my mind was, you drove them to their death. I was the one that drove. That was what first came to my mind, that you drove your children to their death. And it was so heavy in my heart. So heavy. But thank God that God intervened. He intervened in a miraculous way, that I could not even imagine or explain. Just discovered that the following morning, just woke up, moved after the ward to the field in the hospital, and started worshiping God. Out of nowhere, I started worshiping Him. Early in the morning, 6 o'clock, I was just worshiping Him. I was crying, I was worshiping, I was crying. I was like, that is where my own healing started from. I was just worshiping Him. Worshiping my uncle that first came and met me there. I was trying to tell him, never listen to him. Just continue. And another thing that also helped my healing. I remember when my pastor came that morning, the first thing he told me, it was as if he was reading my mind, that don't blame yourself that you caused this thing. Forgive yourself. You did not cause it. Don't blame yourself. You are not the cause. Forgive yourself. As he said it hit me hard. And immediately the thought of I drove them to their death evaporated from my mind.
Was there ever a time your wife had to blame you for the death?
Up till now, she has never.
Okay, your mind, man. Did you blame at any point?
No, at all. Never.
So after the hospital experience, when you go home, I guess that's when it sank into you that your children are no more. Because you are used to the routine of having children, mommy, and you come back home to like an empty house where there are no children.
That one is even a long time.
Oh, how many months were you in the hospital?
Well, in the hospital for some time in a lorry.
Okay.
But I had to ask them to leave us.
To Lagos.
To travel. So we now came to Lagos.
To
continue the treatment and everything. But we could not enter our house.
Wow.
Because that was where we gave back to the two of them. When I gave back to the two of them, so we couldn't enter all of the memory, all of the trauma and everything. So we moved to our friend's place in Songo.
Okay.
Sent his dad to pick up from the airport. We went straight to his house. So that was where we were. We went to the hospital and we continued the treatment through the it was our pastor's wife that took us to the hospital. So we started going through that. So that period, we did not even leave room for us to actually think about them. All we're thinking now is how she will recover and survive the experience. So after that, when she was getting better, we decided to go for a retreat. We went to Winners Chapel with my pastor's wife. She came, God, let's come. She took us. Okay, oh, let's go. Drove to Winners Chapel. And we were walking around the auditorium and we were praying, everything. We were praying. It also helped our healing. It was a retreat. After that, we went in their chalet for like 5 days or 3 days. 5 days. We were there alone and everything. It was during that prayer walk that it came to me. I heard the words of God. Because I was still agitated in my spirit. How did this happen? God, why did you allow this to happen? We just finished praying. Not up to 5 minutes that we prayed. It happened. And you know what? It was on a Sunday. I was even saying that, okay, we are going to meet them in church. So God is your work. Why? I was agitated in my spirit. I had a lot of questions. Some were not forthcoming. So I just had in my spirit that I allowed it to happen. And I will comfort you. He said, and after you have been comforted, go and comfort others. I allowed you to go through this.
So it's a message for not just you. You just have to experience it so that you'll be in a better position to comfort others.
Yes. He said, I allowed it to happen. And after you have been comforted, go and comfort others. When that is still, I told my pastor's wife.
But you know, this thing, you're not hearing it now, but she's the woman in this situation, and hearing that you not conceive again, you will not have children again. How did you take it? As in, at what point were you convinced? So hearing that you will not have a child again and you lost 2 children, what was going on in your mind?
Really? You know one funny thing? After giving back to those 2 boys, Success and Victor, my husband and I agreed that we don't want any children again. We wanted even to do permanent family planning because we were like, we are good to go with the 2 boys. But I think a few months before we traveled, before that accident, I got pregnant. And after some months, I think 2 months, almost 3 months, I lost the pregnancy. And after the pregnancy, I was like, my husband, let's just go for this permanent family plan. I don't want, we are okay with this too.
No, let me even cut in. When we had the second boy, because we had them 2 CS. So when I was always in the theater when they were doing the operation. I would witness everything. So immediately they brought out the boy in the hospital. As we started discussing that we don't want children again, I told the doctor, I said, cut off our womb. After all, we don't want cut it off. And I said, come on, we've not agreed on this thing. Although we started talking about we've not agreed. That it would be selfish of me to do that. So we have not agreed. And I said, doctor, don't do it again. When we agree on it, we know what the next thing to do. That was how, I don't know, maybe it was God that was working then. I would have taken that unilateral decision that cut it. But because I'm not used to take unilateral decision in the home, we take decisions together and everything. Then I feel that we have not agreed on this thing. Let me just leave it.
Okay.
So we did not do that.
So a few weeks before we traveled, I think we visited one of the centers for family planning. They said, initially they said it's not available. I think some weeks before we traveled, they said it's available, it's 10,000 plus or so. We now say, okay, let's just travel. When we come back, we can come and do it.
No, what happened? That was even mother and child in Adeniyi that were using them. They said it's an session for 5 years.
Okay.
That she would do. They said the price. I don't have the money on me that time. But do you know what? It did not occur to me to even call anybody to borrow or to raise the money. It did not even occur to me.
Okay.
It did not even occur to me to borrow or to do anything. That was how the thing died down.
So eventually, when we had the accident and the doctor said, wow, we will not be able to walk again, we will not have children and loss of memory, it was like a movie. Eventually, when we moved back, we have to change our house that time because we could not, because of psychological effect, we have to move over to a new place. It's not an easy journey but one of the things that helped me, I remember Success and Victor, those children, they used to say something, said, Mommy, don't ever be sad of us. We used to have a lot of video recordings, we sing together, and they always say it after singing, Mommy, never be sad of us. Mommy, don't ever be sad of us. When I remember those memories, and when we moved this, they tried to pack all their pictures away so that I will not see it. And I tell them, the picture I have in my heart, nobody can take it away. Nobody can erase them. They were 6 and 4, which I nurtured them. They were part of my life. Those years can never be erased. Even if you keep all the pictures, I still have their pictures in